to be preached on. I sat and I thought, well, Lord, how many messages could I get out of John 3:16? And he began to tell me. And here's how it goes. John 3:16. Somebody, what's the first word? For. Preach on for. Next word.
God.
What?
God.
For God. Oh, you can preach on God. For the next what? Who knows how many years? For God what? Love. Love who? Love the world. You could preach and preach and preach on John 3:16 and still there would be people unsaved. So let me suggest 3 possibilities as to why this message on sin is so important and why so many people admire sin. And take some notes if you will. Number 1, sin is admired of many people because of the glamour that is associated with it.
Yes.
It's like those marshmallows. It attracts those squirrels and raccoons. Sin attracts men and women. We were born into sin. When Adam and Eve sinned in the Garden of Eden, it was original sin. Man is sinful. By his very nature, a woman is sinful by her very nature. Sin carries with it a certain glamour. Las Vegas is often referred to as Sin City. It's like a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. One can find anything he or she wants in Las Vegas. I'm told that many of the saints in the Church of God have gone to Las Vegas. They say they don't want to gamble, they just want to go and see the place. When I was in college, I had a friend I'll never forget. Spring break, he decided to go to Las Vegas, had saved up his money. He was going to go down and see if he could earn some money. He rode the bus, and he said, going down into Las Vegas, he got frightened, and he yelled to the bus driver, stop the bus, I ain't going down there. That place is on fire. So many lights. The lights attract folks in Las Vegas. Trying sin, brothers and sisters, is like trying cocaine. Oftentimes, the devil will give you the first hit. Free. You don't have to work very hard to sin the first time. And then he adds a little bit more to it. When men and women sell cocaine, I'm told that they'll give you the first one free. They'll tell you the first one is on the house. Because they know if they give you enough of it the first time, and if it's good enough the first time, you'll come back. But then there's always a price. And once you're hooked, they keep raising the price. And you get to a point that you'll do anything in order to get it. There's such a euphoria. All your problems on cocaine just seem to disappear. And you feel a feeling like you've never felt before. Once one is hooked, one then becomes hoodwinked. The devil starts talking to you. Listen, you need, and listen, there are some folks who call cocaine white girl. Did y'all know that? This girl will love them, will stay with them, will not leave them, nor forsake them. And they get to a point where they've got to have it. And so they become hoodwinked. It becomes so difficult to get that monkey off your back. Sin has an excellent public relations program. Did you all know that? Sin doesn't have to worry about the economy. Sin doesn't have to worry about the winter weather. Sin doesn't have to worry about high gasoline bills. Sin doesn't have to worry about attracting people. One can find sin in print, in films, in songs, on stage, on TV, on DVD, and here we go. It's everywhere, even in the church. Sin loves to come to church. For sin looks around for those who say they're saints. It watches very carefully. It scrutinizes, it analyzes, and the next thing you know, sin says, why in the world should people mess with me? He's in church, and look how messed up he is. She's in church, And look how he's treating his wife. She's in church and she's not speaking to anybody. People steeped in sin recruit for the devil. Did you know that? Sin gets its best publicity from church folks who run the aisles on Sunday and run the streets during the week. Secondly, sin is admired because of the success it seems to achieve. In the world of today, sin can pay, and it can pay well. The average young man or young woman will not work at McDonald's for minimum wages when he or she can sell drugs and drive a real nice car and wear real nice clothes and have these shiny wheels on an old car that he's had restored, and she can sit there next to him and style. And young people admire those 20-inch wheels that when the car stops, they keep on turning. My. Sin attracts. It attracts, my brothers and sisters. Dr. Phil aired a show on Friday about sugar babies. Yeah, you see? Sugar babies. Young women who have no problem letting men take care of them. And they're willing to do anything, no matter how freaky, to keep these men happy. Well, one lady says she'll take her Gucci bag when her sugar daddy comes over to the house, and she'll open her bag and he'll start putting money in her bag, and she'll look at him and say, a sugar baby's bag is hungry, and he puts more money in it. Some young woman saw that, who's struggling at home, and she thought, well, if that's the case, I'm going to find me a sugar daddy. There's glamour in sin. Reality shows are coming out of the woodwork. What they do and what they say is not my reality. Is it yours? We were turning the TV a few weeks ago, and there's this show. Jerry Springer, bless his heart, went from mayor to mess. Jerry has a show called Baggage. I'm not advertising. Not advertising. But it's some strange baggage going on up in there. He'll open the bag and the bag will say, inside, I slept with my boyfriend's father on more than one occasion. And then the guy has to decide whether he can handle the baggage. And you look at that and you say, there's no way in the world he's going to accept her with the stuff she's dealing with. And he tells her about all the negative stuff she's dealing with, and he turns around and he says, I can accept your baggage. Reality shows. Listen, there used to be 12 to 15 words that one could not say on television. Yes. Now I believe it's down to about 3. And let's talk about the movies. At the movies, there are no words that are exempt. It's refreshing to see a movie where people keep their clothes on. Amen. And where you're not cursed out by the time you leave the theater. I'm talking about sin this morning, brothers and sisters. Rap music has stolen the moral compass of this society. Young men and some who are not so young dressed like rappers. I saw a man the other day with on a cane, could barely move, had his pants hanging so low that I thought any minute they were going to fall. Had on a lump, I get upset. We don't worry about what we wear anymore. That's true. We want to look like the world. In church, a man's word is no longer his bond. Who can you trust anymore? The saying today is buyer beware. Few seem to stand behind their products anymore. Cars are costing an arm and a leg today, and buying new does not guarantee you that that vehicle will be trouble-free for 24 months. With a troubled economy, the streets are now filled with people who are willing to do just about anything to get the almighty dollar in their hand. Life appears to no longer have any value. If a young man has to shoot a mother and her children in order to jack her nice car, he will. Won't think twice about it. Won't go out and get a job. But he's taking from you and me who are working our hearts out. What's wrong with the world? It's sin. The attitude on the street is do what you have to do in order to get what you want. We once heard that crime doesn't pay. Trust me, crime does. And that's why sin is so alluring. Thirdly, sin seems to be admired because it's not viewed in light of its eventual cost. Oh, they tell these young men how nice their car looks. They tell these young men how nice they are cruising. But they don't tell them that what they're in is going to one day cost them something. It's going to cost. Matthew 7:13 says, wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. In sin, they are going through a wide gate. 2 Peter 2:4 tells us, if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. And I add to that just a little bit. If he punished the angels which were close to him, how do you think you're not going to get what's coming to you when you go before him?